Hi, everyone, and welcome to Visiting VST with Julie, the latest episode in our visits to the school and to various people here at the school. My name is Julie Lees, and I'm the recruitment coordinator for Vancouver School of Theology, and I'm really glad you're joining us today. We are broadcasting today from the VST Student Lounge, and we're going to be talking to one of our graduating students, Daniel Surya. So let's have a quick look around the lounge, and then we'll get to talking to Daniel. So the student lounge is located on the second floor of VST, where we have 5 classrooms. And I'll just turn the camera around so you can see the lounge. So here you can see we have all kinds of amenities. There's fridges, cups and saucers, coffee maker, kettle. We've got all these lockers where you can put your books and bags so you don't have to carry heavy theological books home for the weekend. There are toasters and microwaves. We have a loaves and fishes shelf. So if you're tight on your budget one month, you can come here and there is food for you. You are nourished at VST in more ways than one. And there's lounge areas to sit. And we've got a bookshelf over here that has all sorts of books that retiring ministers and faculty, staff, students leave here for other students to take and to enjoy and add to their library. And as we see here in the center where Daniel is sitting, there's this big table, and students gather around this table all year long. At the beginning of term, you can often hear a bunch of jokes and laughter and conviviality. As the term goes on, it gets more quiet, more studying happens. People can be here eating lunch and studying and chatting, small breakout rooms from class. It's a really wonderful area. So why don't we have a chat with Daniel and find out a little bit what it's like to be a student at the school. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Julie. It's good to see you.
And it's good to see you too. Thank you for talking with us today. So you are a graduating student in the Master of Arts in Theological Studies, right?
That's
Good.
right.
Okay, so we'll get to talking about that in a couple of minutes. But first, I would love to know, how did you first hear about VST?
Oh, okay. So I first hear about VST from the current student, Brigida Karen, her name. So we were together at that time at the Christian school where we were working together. And then one day, just casual conversation with her, and I asked her, "Is there anything I can pray for you?" And then she mentioned about VST, that she planned to go to VST. That was in 2018. Wait, that's what 2017, I guess. So and then I looked to the I've never heard about VST, and then I looked to the website, the VST website, and then I found it interesting. I found someone said something about VST in the promotional video, just like this. But there is this one phrase that captured my attention, really resonates. It says, a place of healing community, something like that. And I was just like, I think it's the place that my heart is looking for after so many years working in the ministry context. So I think, I'm looking forward to this healing community, I said to myself.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
good. Thanks, Daniel. And then was it a big decision to think about moving to Vancouver and starting life here in a different way?
Yeah, it's a really huge decision that me and my wife we had to make. We have son at that time, still 5.5 years old. So it took 2 years for us to 2017, and then 2019 we came here. So it took more or less 2 years for us to discern, to really come to a sense of or at peace, and then this is what God wants us to go and to do. So it's a huge decision. But hey, I am blessed and surprised to see how much support that I have even before my arrival. Even the principal, Richard Topping, is such a thoughtful and helpful person. we chat on Facebook Messenger
Mhm.
for my housing. So it's amazing how the principal itself yeah help me out with the housing. So I
Wow.
am yeah
That's-
overwhelmed by their thoughtfulness.
Oh, good, good. It's important to feel supported, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. And so you are finishing up the MATS program, Master of Arts in Theological Studies,
Mhm.
and VST has a number of graduate degrees. And so
Yeah.
why did you choose MATS over the others?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I choose maths over the others because I have MDiv background before,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I just want to learn something different. I would say I come from a very Reformed evangelical seminary background and serving in a very Reformed evangelical community. So I want to learn something new, something that will help me to understand better more about theology and uh, others. So yeah, I found that maths give me this interdisciplinary courses as well as leadership that equip me to be a better minister. I would say maths program helps me to be a theologian pastor. So yeah, both academic as well as the pastoral skills. They really prepare me for that.
Excellent, great, good. And so I know that we're in a pandemic right now
Mm,
and the education has changed. But thinking back to before we were all locked down and isolated,
yeah.
thinking back to when classrooms could be full of people, can you give us an idea of like a typical class and the teaching style and what would happen in a
Okay.
classroom?
So yeah, hopefully I heard that September this year they're going to go back normal in person. So you really need to attend Dr. Patricia Dachowal's class as well as Jason Bias's class. So these two classes really impact me because these two professors they really present teaching it in such a way that makes me feel like I am in the Sunday school class again.
Nice.
And then like Jason Biasi, for example, they at the time took us to watch the theater, Pacific Theater, and then we watched the what's that like a theater. People present something, a drama, a play.
Yeah.
So it's so wonderful. And then we discuss about it afterward next day at the classroom. So it's really involving not only like rational but also experiential part that really integrate into the course very well.
Nice,
Yeah.
good, good. And then can you tell me, so now that we're in the pandemic and we've been in the pandemic for a year,
Yeah.
and we've all had to study virtually,
Yeah.
I'd love to know a little bit about how the student body is able to stay connected. So in class, right, you often have breakout groups or chatting with students. How has that been able to continue through the pandemic?
Oh yeah.
In class
Yeah,
specifically.
specifically in class. So yeah, I like the way the professor also I would say aware and sensitive enough in regards to this situation. So they mix their lecture not only with the 3 hours like lecturing, but also with the breakout rooms where they allow students to have a discussion with themselves, with students, and then they come again to the main room and then we discuss what we have discussed in the breakout rooms. And also I found that the break between the 3 hours, they give us longer break, like 15 minutes break. And that's good. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Because it can get tiring on the
Yeah,
screen.
like online
can't
all
it?
the time.
Yeah.
Screen.
Good. And so it feels like there's still a community here. It feels like you can still be with your students.
Yeah.
Good.
I am also blessed by the Vancouver School of Theology Student Association, the VSTSA.
Okay.
So they continually update us with upcoming events, with virtual events, and then they show their care. They post job opportunities. They update us with schools, with UBC. So I found that they have very good intention in maintaining communication with our students as well.
Excellent. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great, Daniel. That's good to hear. And so my next question moves a bit more into sort of the personal development side of things.
Mhm.
So, you know, a theology degree is different than a commerce degree, let's say. It might require a bit more emotional labor, a bit more growth and transformation in ourselves that we might not have been expecting. And so I'm just curious if you found that, and if you found that you grew in a way that might have surprised you that you hadn't anticipated prior to coming to VST.
Oh yeah,
Some learnings or
yeah,
changes in you.
yeah. The pandemic really hits, I will say, international students badly in regards to our opportunity to work, our spouse opportunity to work. But then at the same time, not only it hits hard, it hits hard, us so hard, but it's also make us see how generous not only the government itself, but also the school. So I am truly surprised to hear right after the pandemic that the school decided to increase their bursary tuition to 70%, before 50%, and now they increased to 70%. And then I was surprised to see that their tagline about being thoughtful, generous, and engaged. It's not just jargons and theory, something theory, but they really put into practice, into something real. So I found that support, 70% of bursary, as a tremendous help for us.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. And so my second last question for you, Daniel, is so you have an MDiv already, and you've come here for the mats to expand your thinking around theology issues. And so what kind of tools has VST provided for you to move into ministry post-graduation? And how will that look for you that would be different if you hadn't come to VST?
Okay. So yeah, so I guess one thing that I learned so much is their openness in regards to different perspective of different perspectives in understanding Bible, in understanding human, in understanding nature, in understanding life itself. So I found here many opportunities to learn from other faith traditions, such as Anglicans, the United Church, Catholics, Presbyterians, myself. So here the exposure helps me to engage with other people from different faith traditions, and also the indigenous people. The indigenous studies. I also learned a lot from Ray Eldred, when I was working at his class for his CTA, and I learned a lot from him in regards to the indigenous philosophy, in indigenous life here in VST.
That's great. Thank you. And for those watching, CTA is a computer technology assistant.
That's right.
Which is, I think, one of the greatest part-time jobs in the school, because you get to sit in on a class that you aren't taking and handle all the technology and learn some things, right? Yeah, that's great. So Daniel, before we part ways, is there anything else that you want folks to know or that you want to share about your education here at VST that I didn't think to ask you?
Yeah, well, if you are considering to come here to VST, do not hesitate to reach out to Julie or to and then any students that maybe you know prior your visit here. You will get all the support that you need, so you don't have to kind of like worry about what might happens. You will get all the support that you need. I am international student myself, and I found here like a second home. So I hope you will feel the same, experience the same.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Yes,
thank you for your time today. And congratulations on graduation coming up.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, I'll just switch the camera around again. There, and I will say thank you very much for joining us. And until next time, Please feel free to email me if you have any questions about VST, jlees@vst.edu. Thanks very much. Bye.